everybody.
How's it going? Good night. Hello. I don't know
Listen, I know you want to get back over on the Super Bowl. You are so excited to get back over there.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, you know who's playing today?
The St. Louis Rams.
Wrong.
And I thought they were the St. Louis Rams.
No, they're the LA Rams.
I know. You informed me. I was making a joke.
Oh.
So, well, good evening. Hello,
I'm just
everybody.
to do with their football teams.
Well, oh, come on now. Yeah. So the Super Bowl's on. You guys are all probably watching the Super Bowl, but we weren't on for the past 2 weeks, so we wanted to come on tonight and chat just a little bit with you guys because we're still continuing with the same topic. But do you have any Disney news for us, Henry?
Oh, there's actually quite a bit of news I saw out there, but I haven't had a chance to read up on a lot of it.
Well,
I've been busy with so many other things going on right now.
I can tell you
you got some news, though. You clearly have some news over there.
Yeah, I was wondering what you knew. There's been some things spotted in the sky.
The Skyliners have been tested. You are right, I did see that stuff.
So that's pretty cool. That's pretty neat to see all these things that we've been hearing about for the past couple of years from Disney kind of come to pass or come to fruition. So it's really cool hearing about the Skyliners. We'll be down. I'll be down.
You'll be down in a couple of weeks.
Yeah. And so hopefully I'll get to see some of that. So yeah, I really hope so. Yeah. So yeah, pretty excited about seeing the Skyliners. And of course, they showed some new artwork, and maybe I had missed out in the past, but the artwork for the Skyliners showed Guardians of the Galaxy, Star Wars.
Oh, no, I hadn't seen all that part, because I thought it was going to be classic characters.
Well, there's classic characters too. But yeah, and even, of course, our agency, Middle of the Magic Travel, which kindly sponsors us and makes this happen every week or every Sunday that we're on. And so they've taken some pictures over at Epcot where you can see the Skyliners wrapped up in the station over at Epcot.
Oh, okay. So I guess it would be kind of like the monorails where they change up some of the skins to it, the outside skin every now and then. I would imagine.
They may do that. I didn't think about that. That's probably...
new movie coming out, They'll skin it for whenever Brave 2 comes out, so...
I'm sorry, is that news I don't know about?
Nah, that's just me. You need me.
Okay, so you don't know this, but I did something really cool this week.
Give me a quote.
I've done lots of quotes this week. So I voted in my very first vote for being a Disney shareholder.
Did you really?
I did.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yep. So I'm a Disney shareholder. Soon to be more shares.
One share at a time.
Well, I have to right now.
One share.
I
can't make a song out of that
I'm
one.
hoping to go up to 4 next.
Big votes there.
Hey.
Influential.
Hey, and if I could take the day off, which I can't, the shareholders meeting is March 7th in St. Louis. It's not that far away.
No.
But unfortunately, it's on a day that I cannot go.
Dad's been to a couple of different ones, not Disney, obviously, but there's been a couple of things about it. He said it's interesting to go to one.
I would love to go to a Disney shareholder meeting.
He said one shareholder meeting is good for your lifetime.
Yeah, but, I might... I'd like to see Bob Iger. I think it'd be pretty cool.
Right.
And I don't know how much longer he'll be with us, so...
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, that was some fun for me this week, is getting to be a part of the Disney shareholder. So we have the Super Bowl going on this evening, as I'm sure many of you know, and the winners of the Super Bowl should be headed to Florida.
Yes, all right, so that's part of my trivia for tonight.
Oh, no way.
Yes, totally.
Oh, cool.
Okay, so...
Oh, are you going to start with your trivia?
Oh, I'm going to start with some of them, because it's fun factual trivia also.
Okay.
So do you know what the first year somebody said, I'm going to Disney World?
Well, Disney World or Disneyland?
It's been Disney World.
I thought they used to say Disneyland. Oh, no, actually, you know what? I think they say it both.
Yeah, they probably do.
I think they say both. Okay, so the very first person to say it was that guy who used to be the quarterback for the Denver Broncos. And no,
Stop.
Not him?
Not him.
Okay, and I wasn't talking about Peyton Manning.
No. Phil Simms, New York Giants.
Okay, yeah, I don't know who that is.
1987.
Hey, Bridget.
1987. So we're going on since then. And it was that they actually beat the Denver Broncos. That might be what you're thinking about, because both of them had been told beforehand.
Who's the guy I'm talking about?
John Elway.
Thank you.
They both had been told beforehand. They said they instructed him to tell. They did an interview with him. Said he was instructed to say, "I'm going to Disney World and I'm going to Disneyland 3 times each." And of course, I'm smiling because we won. And the other reason is I can't believe I'm doing this.
That's really cool.
Now then, how much do you think Disney paid him to do that?
Nothing?
Wrong.
No way.
Oh yeah, all those boys get paid to say that.
Oh, wow. Did y'all know that?
Yeah.
Who knew? I had no idea. I really...
Because it's technically a commercial. They take them from where they say that, and they go make a commercial for it.
Shoot, if I lost, I would still be like, hey, can I say it?
No. Only the winner gets to say it.
Wait, and only
one person off the team gets to say it also.
I wonder how they choose.
Typically, whoever's going to be your MVP, typically your team captain, whoever the leader of the team is.
Which is usually your
normally your quarterback.
Okay.
Correct, yeah. So you want to take a guess in 1987, how much you got paid to say that?
$20,000.
No.
How much?
$50,000.
Jeez.
I think now it's $75,000.
Just to say,
I'm going to Disney World! I'm going to Disneyland! Do it 3 times.
Okay, I'm just saying, I've been seeing all these things out there today about teachers, and if we gave credit to teachers like we did football players and athletes, I'm not knocking on athletics, because I love athletics, but I'm just saying, when I win Teacher of the Year, will they pay me $75,000 to say I'm going to Disney World? Just
I know. It's completely wrong. I get that part of it. So, do you know what Phil Simms' favorite ride was?
It's a Small World.
No, Space Mountain.
No.
Okay. It's a really good ride.
Okay. Well, anyway, so we have the Super Bowl going on, so we should see a parade tomorrow.
No.
Next day? In the next couple of days. If anybody knows when that parade happens, I mean, I always see it on the internet, and honestly, I know that I'll never be there for the parade.
You never know. The Titans may win one year. The Falcons could win it again. We could.
No, I'm just saying me personally.
Why not?
Because I'll be at work.
What's this 4-letter word you just said?
And I've rarely had. I rarely have February clients. So, because most of them have kids and they don't take their kids out of school. Sure. So, it hasn't really applied to me to think about when this parade actually occurs. So, yeah.
Oh, you're talking about, I'm sorry.
Bridget says it's Tuesday or Wednesday. Okay.
I'm so very sorry. You're talking about the new parade.
Mm-mm. No, they'll have a parade with the quarterback, the person who says, I'm going to Disney World.
Yeah, okay.
Down Main Street.
Yes.
Walking right down the hill. I'm not going to sing because I've been losing my voice for a week. Yeah, so anyway, we have a parade going on. I have lots of fun facts tonight. Okay.
This is a fun fact class.
Yeah. So we've been talking about, we talked about Spaceship Earth on our last show because we've been talking about what Walt Disney called were the weenies of his parks. And that's where what your eyes would be drawn to when you go to a Disney park. And of course, in Disneyland, that was Sleeping Beauty Castle. And then in Disney World, you've got Cinderella Castle. And we have 3 other parks. And in Epcot, it's Spaceship Earth.
Mm-hmm.
And so today we're going to talk about Hollywood Studios. And we're going to talk about the Chinese Garden Theater. But there's been more than one weenie for that park. And actually, some would even argue that the theater is not the focal point. If anybody knows...
Yeah, the hat is.
No. Anybody know what the focal point used to be at MGM Studios, as we'll call it? Chime in if you know, because it's not really the theater. Anyway, so I'm going to come back to that, and let's talk about the Chinese Garden Theater.
It's a really cool blue hat.
No, we're not going to talk about that right now. We'll talk about how it did get covered up for a while, and maybe why it got covered up, too.
Yeah.
So anyway, what do you know about the Chinese Garden Theater?
Actually, not a whole lot, honestly. I didn't do a lot of research on Bridget got it.
That's right. It was called the Earful Tower. Bridget said So to go back to the question, the main focus of, or the icon or whatever of the park was the Earful Tower in the east, so you would drive past it on the old Backlot Express tour.
Yeah.
It was kind of sad when it went.
It is fun, sadly.
So you didn't do a lot of research on the theater, huh?
No, I did about 3 weeks ago whenever we were going to do this one, but today kind of snuck up on me. So,
Well, we'll just call this Disner's Life with Rita today.
I thought I'm here for color commentary anyways.
Okay, so this theater was actually...
So Bridget's comment just hit us right with the thumbs up as you said Disner's Life with Rita. And then clearly she's saying thumbs up because of the water tower thing, I hope. I hope, Bridget. I hope.
Yes. Yes. Okay, so the Chinese theater that is at the MGM Studios, Hollywood Studios, is an actual replica of the one that's in Hollywood. And as I was doing my research a few weeks ago, what I found is I actually kind of, let me say this, I was a little disappointed in my research because I was waiting for it to find like some really cool facts about the construction of the theater at Hollywood Studios and how it had all these little hidden things to it, and I don't know, just some serious like Disney magic.
I mean, whenever we did the one for Spaceship Earth, there was a lot of really cool Disney magic involved with it.
Right, so, like the water, the way
the way it drains off the water, and even the fun facts about how when it first started, when it had it spinning at the top to get you going down backwards.
Oh, yeah.
There were a lot of fun facts, and I just couldn't find a lot of any of that on this one.
Well, there's a lot of fun facts about the attraction inside, but the actual construction of the theater is legitimately, like, to the T, the replica, which is really cool. I mean, and I guess you could say that, like, that's what's really cool about it, is to the T a replica.
Yes.
There were a few differences, and if you go out there and search around, you'll get to see those few differences, and I don't want to, like, I don't really want to bore you with all the details, but those details are so minor that you really probably wouldn't be able to tell the difference if you were standing there with them. So Bridget says, I've never stopped to look at the ground of the theater. So, Bridget, are you talking about the handprints that are, and feet prints too also, footprints at the theater? Because you should. I've got some pictures. I'll show them sometime if that's what you're talking about. But yeah, outside the theater, there are lots of prints, and they actually can remove those and replace them with others. And I will post in the page some of the footprints I have before. We've got like C-3PO, Robin Williams,
Rita Flood.
I've been there. I was there in 1988 to watch somebody. The guy who played the father in 8 is Enough.
Mm-hmm.
Can't remember his name.
I know who you're talking about.
It's Dick something, and I can't think of his name.
Yeah.
Anyway, I got to watch him. They used to have a parade with a celebrity, and then they would put their handprints just like they would in Hollywood. So it's really cool.
Dick Van Patten.
Dick Van Patten, thank you very much. And somewhere, and my mother's been currently organizing all of her pictures somewhere, I'm sure we have the pictures of that too, which is really cool. So yeah, there's a lot of neat things about the theater, but what's on the inside is really neat, or was at least.
It was a great movie ride.
Yes.
It was a great ride.
Yes, the Great Movie Ride. Okay, so give us a thumbs up if you have ridden the Great Movie Ride. I'd love to know if you've ridden it. I hate that if you haven't, because you really missed out on a great, great attraction. And to be completely honest, I was very, very sad to see it go. There's a lot of times when attractions go that I'm like, I'm going to miss it, but I always know Disney's going to one-up themselves. But this, I think, because I love movies so much, nostalgia. I mean, there's just so,
and
movies.
It was an opening day attraction for MGM. I mean, it's kind of like, so in my opinion, I'm going to put this down to, with the Great Movie Ride leaving, it's like whenever they took down 20,000 Leagues.
Okay.
It would be like if today, if they were to go, hey, we have come up with a new, we have this new ride we're putting in, and we're taking down Peter Pan.
Anna.
Or It's a Small World, or something like that. So I kind of feel that way whenever they said that the Great Movie Ride was going away. And that one and Tower of Terror are probably the only two. Even though Tower was not an original,
Oh no.
it came out 4 years later, something like that. And I'm gonna be somewhat sad whenever they move, if they move Star Tours on, if they're going to be moving Star Tours or not. So that's an original to me also.
Sure. Yeah, it is original, and it was a really neat attraction, and there's a lot of cool things about it. But I do think it sort of tugged at the heartstrings of people because it was about movies. I mean, we all have our favorite movies. We all have movies that, like, oh gosh, I mean, you think about when you would watch, like, let me start over. When you waited in line to go on to the attraction, you got to see all the clips of the different movies.
Classic scenes from classic movies.
And you got to see the same thing towards the end. And you just, like, for example, when Gone with the Wind would come up, I would think about the first time I saw that movie with my mom, or E.T. or whatever. It was just, it just speaks to your heart. Huh?
I don't know if I've ever seen Gone with the Wind all the way through.
Oh, well, I haven't seen it in a long time.
Yeah, see, like the Wizard of Oz scene.
Yeah, I mean, it really does speak. Yeah, Hannah says, I miss it so much, but you're right. Disney always has something better up their sleeve. I just think the emotional aspect is going to be hard to hit the way that the Great Movie Ride
I'm excited for the new attraction coming through because it's the first time that Mickey's going to actually have his own attraction.
Yes. And we're going to talk. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that.
Oh, I'm going to jump around like crazy on you.
No, you can't. We got to talk about the attraction. So listen, this attraction was really cool. You were going through different movie sets over time, basically, so you could kind of get the history of the movies. And what's really neat about this stuff is that the stories behind all the different characters that were portrayed in this attraction. So, can you think of any famous people that were in the attraction?
Well, I always remember the scene with Harrison Ford for Raiders Lost Ark.
Okay.
We're talking about on the ride itself. Uh-huh. So I mean, you got Bogart on Young Stella.
Right.
You had the alien. That's a
Bogart didn't yell Stella.
Wasn't that who you yelled at?
No.
Oh.
Yes, John Wayne. So there's a story about John Wayne.
John Wayne's in there, yeah.
So Disney had to get approval from all of the families, the estates, or the actual people themselves to use their voices and to portray them in this ride.
Okay.
So Disney would actually have meetings with all of these different people or their estates, the people who were in charge of their estates. Yeah. And oftentimes, alcohol was involved to get consent. Yeah. That's, I mean, that sounded awful.
All right.
Sitting around the dinner table, making a deal.
Sure.
Whatever.
Hey.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen enough TV shows. Yeah, there's a really good TV show out there for a long time with, all these advertising guys who stand around and they just drink and make deals being in it. So.
Yeah. So John Wayne, the character the animatronic for John Wayne, actually had one of his original belt buckles, but it got stolen.
Oh.
Yeah, when they figured it out. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Let's see what else. The original James Cagney, they didn't have him in a tux and the family didn't like it because they felt like it was not professional. It made him look kind of bad or whatever. So that's in the gangster scene. I'm trying to think. Ingrid Bergman, who is from the Casablanca scene with Humphrey Bogart, her voice is not shown heard because her estate, her family and estate did not give approval for that.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. So there's just all these really cool stories. Now, what I really want to talk about is I want to talk about the scene I'm getting my words mixed up, but the transition from the scene going into the Wizard of Oz, which is the wind tunnel scene. Do you know what I'm talking about, guys? Those of you who are watching, give me a thumbs up if you know what I'm talking about. But the wind tunnel scene with Fantasia.
Oh, yes. Okay. Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah, so this is really cool. Originally, that was supposed to be a tornado scene for moving into the Wizard of Oz.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I can get with that.
Yeah, and it didn't work.
Oh, they could have had flying cows.
It would have been really cool, though, if it would have worked.
It would have been cool. And they could have added flying cows if they had another movie there, too.
But I don't know if that would have been under the same.
Probably not.
Yeah. So yeah, it was a cool transition area that was supposed to be the tornado for the Wizard of Oz, and then you end up, of course, in Munchkin Land. Is that what it's called? Oh my gosh, I'm sorry if I just butchered that. I apologize. But within that land was a really, really awesome
Lollipop gang.
Lollipop gang. But there was an animatronic. At the time that the animatronic came out, it was the animatronic of the Wicked Witch of the West.
Okay.
It was the animatronic. Like, it had more moving parts than any other animatronic on Disney property. It was like state of the art at the time. And then when they refurbished it at one point, they even made her even more state of the art. So she was one of the best and most moving and scary. Okay, so as a child, the Wicked Witch of the West scared me to death.
She was supposed to. That was her job.
Yeah, and so even as a child and young adult, anytime I would go through that ride, I wasn't scared, but it still gave me that feeling.
Do you know that Great Movie Ride is the only ride at Disney that I ever closed my eye on?
What? Aliens?
Yeah.
Did that scare you?
Scares me.
Aliens, yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah.
Sigourney Weaver gave her...
Now, granted, Aliens came out like decades ago when I was a young child, and my dad couldn't get me to watch it.
Yeah, I won't watch it. I mean, I don't need to scar my mind with that. But, yeah, there's lots of cool scenes. Bridget says she loved being a part of a pretend movie. Honestly, you know what my favorite part was? My favorite part was the end. When you got to see even more of the movie clips.
Oh, yeah.
Where they took you back into kind of the theater, and you're sitting in your ride vehicle, and you're just watching all of the clips. There's actually a website out there, and I really ought to try to look it up, that had all the different montages of it. Let me see if I can find it really quick. I have to put it in. I have to put it up in the notes for. Let's see. What was the name of it?
Montage.
Yeah. I'll get you guys the name of that. Pretty Good Movie Ride. I think that's it. Yep. That's it. Let's see. Y'all give me just a second here. I'll show it to you. Source. Share screen.
No.
No?
No, it's not going to work.
Why not?
Now you're better at it. Okay, try it.
Yeah, I won't. For whatever reason. I know you guys are just sitting there patiently waiting for us. Well, it's called Pretty Good Movie Ride. And it has the different pre-shows. What?
No, read Bridget. All right, so you keep looking over there.
Okay.
I love Bridget's thing. Just says one time she was riding the front right, and the mobster took over the car and started hitting on her. He wanted the diamond-studded earrings.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I tell you, that's one of the things I love about Disney is that they regularly work on making you feel like you are part of the movie that you're in.
Yeah.
The movie you're in. So.
Yeah, absolutely. So it won't let me without me showing this, I guess.
Correct.
The reason why we're not showing you my screen is because it has all of my clients' travel dates. So I'm not comfortable showing that with you guys. But anyway, yeah. So
we'll leave a link.
Yeah, it's called PrettyGoodMovieRide.com. You should really go check it out. It's a lot of fun. Let me make sure I'm telling you. Yeah, PrettyGoodMovieRide.com, and it has actually all of the different montages that they have because they changed the montages over the years. So
correct. That's right.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, the Great Movie Ride is really cool. You should go do your own little research on it. I could give you a lot more fun facts, but I think it's more fun when you go and read up on it yourself. But you really got to try to find the stories of how they got consent from the different celebrities
That's a long episode. We're not doing all that.
Yeah, to use their voices and their faces and all that stuff because there are some really funny stories out there. And there's a guy named Jim Korkis. He's a Disney historian. I had listened to him on a different podcast many years ago, briefly talk about it. But when I was doing all my research, I had found some of his written stuff on the internet, and I think it's really worth it. And he actually has some really great Disney history books out there too. So, all right. So, what is to? Well, wait. Do you want to talk about the hat?
No, not really. I just love picking on you about the hat.
Henry loves the hat.
I love to pick on Rita about the hat.
Okay, so at one point there was, legend has it, there was some dispute about the name of MGM and the studios and the sponsorship and the Chinese theater and all that kind of stuff. And so they put the hat up to cover it up. And then finally, I think enough of us Disney nerds complained and they took it down. It only took a decade, but,
Well, but like you said, the what Hollywood Studios was known for was the ear tower.
Yeah, the Earful Tower.
Yeah, and then a lot of people also automatically they don't associate Grauman's Theater with it. They associate Tower of Terror.
I do. Really?
Yes, Tower of Terror is the iconic picture of Hollywood Studios right now. It's part of the logo.
It is. It really is.
It is. So the Grauman Theater, while is what the first thing you see when you come through the gates, it is not the iconic thought of the vast majority of people coming to the park.
No,
Tower
I agree.
Terror.
I
Tower
agree.
is
It is
part.
technically not the weenie.
Correct.
But it is what's at the end of it's not called Main Street. But at the end of Hollywood Boulevard, and that is where your eye goes. And
is that Hollywood Boulevard you walk down to begin with?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay. Where you turn off on the Sunset, and Sunset is where you see Tower immediately from Town.
Yeah, and it's at Hollywood and Vine where. Anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah. Well, we have something great coming though.
I am excited about what's coming.
Yeah. So what's coming?
New water park. Oh, sorry, no.
There's new water parks like
No.
What? Do you have a direct phone line over to Disney?
Not that you know of.
Oh. Anyway. So tell us about the new attraction.
The new attraction is going to be Mickey's Runaway Rail, or Mickey's Runaway Train.
Yes.
I don't remember the exact name.
I think it's Train.
I think it's Train. It's going to be a 2.5D ride, which means that you don't have to wear 3D glasses, but they're doing a new technology with it, which I'm really excited to see. I'm super excited to see it, just because I'm a set guy. When I do the haunted house and stuff like that, if I can turn around and have you walk down a path and things look like they're looking 3-dimensional, I'm excited to see stuff like that. So, but you're going to be looks like you're going to be on a rail car, and riding through Mickey's Runaway Train, which I imagine they're going to use something. They have a short, more current one of Mickey.
Oh, some of the new
stuff. If I'm not mistaken, I saw one of those. So
I think what we're gonna see brand new technology in this attraction.
It's completely new technology
that we're actually going to be. I think we're going to be We're going to be extremely immersed in this. I mean, think about all the technology that's coming out for the Star Wars. I think we're going to find some really great technology in it. I've just seen some videos and things online of some technology that Disney's been working on, and I think that it's going to be. I don't know. I'll be honest with you. When I first heard it, I was like, But as we've said, Disney always one-ups themselves.
See,
So
Bridget thinks that they're going to be keeping the same track. Or no, think they are keeping the same track. Question. So I'm hoping not. At least I hope not the same ride vehicle. I don't want to be on a big land boat again with it. While it's cool, it gets a lot of people through, I like the more a smaller ride vehicle.
basically, we don't want this attraction to be like what Maelstrom it was. Colleen, I'm kind of negative tonight. I usually am not very negative, but like they took Maelstrom and they same ride and turned it into Frozen.
Yeah, they just put
Yeah.
a Frozen on it.
I call it the Frozen overlay.
Yeah.
And while it's pretty cool,
It's cool if you hadn't ridden Maelstrom before, and if you didn't get a chance to ride Maelstrom, like I didn't, just pretend you're in Norway instead, and you're good to go.
Yeah. So I don't think it's going to be like that though. I don't think, even though we may be using the same.
I think they got the interior one from there.
Oh yeah, I've seen pictures.
Oh,
Yeah, they're totally gutting the interior. I think we're going to see a lot of really cool technology in this. I mean, come on, it's 2.5D. Who's ever heard of that? So
I've heard of it.
in Disney.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to see some really neat stuff. I'm excited. I'm excited to see it coming up, and I'm excited that Mickey has his own attraction.
I am excited to Mickey finds his
Yeah.
own attraction. I was, it was surprising. It was shocking to me. I heard that and thought of that. I went, what? Are you sure? He's never had his own attraction? Are you sure? But obviously he hasn't. So.
I mean, maybe the closest thing would be Mickey's PhilharMagic, but that's a movie.
Yeah, that's the closest thing.
Yeah. So his own attraction, pretty cool. So really, we want to know if you are excited and what you're looking forward to the new attraction, what you've heard, what you think, and just let us know in the comments. So with that said, that is really all we have for the Chinese Grauman Theater because,
It's a short and sweet one.
yeah, absolutely. So you guys go back and enjoy the Super Bowl.
And if you're watching this on rerun, well, go back and enjoy what you're doing otherwise.
That's right.
So.
And we will be back.
And if you're on YouTube, if you haven't subscribed yet, you need to.
Absolutely. And please, make sure that you've set up the notifications to know when we come on. We will be back next Sunday, and next Sunday we will be talking about
Tree of Life.
the Tree of Life, which has a really lot of cool things to
It does
So,
have a lot of cool things.
yeah, so do your research. Come in and join in on the conversation with us about the Tree of Life, and of course the wonderful attraction that is in that one too, which has had state-of-the-art technology in it when it opened.
Yep. Ants.
Ants?
Yeah, you know that movie?
Yes. What are we going to do with him? I'll tell you. What are we going to do? Well, you guys have a wonderful and fantastic week. We will see you 9 o'clock next week.
Walt Disney World Time.
Have fun, guys.
Bye.